Hey, Trolls here from 8yo. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating our new Agitato Legato Arpeggio bonus section, which contains Ostinato Builder for violins. That's a lot of words right there. We have another video where Colin's demonstrating all the run building legato, or we call it legato arpeggio. But in this video, I'm just going to be focusing on our new Ostinato Builder for violins. And in essence, the Ostinato Builder in the library here contains nearly 6,000 different ostinato figures for violin ensemble. So there's a crazy amount of stuff to go through here. I'm going to be trying to scratch the surface in the video, showing you a variety of different ostinatos, how they can work, and how we sort of did the general layout of them, how you can combine them, how you can tune them, how you can take different ostinatos and combine them. But there's so much going on here. So let me just get started here by demonstrating a normal arpeggio. This number up here indicates the BPM, but this is sort of a traditional ostinato arpeggio figure going up and down. You're going to see here a lot of key switches here, and they actually correspond with the interval here on the different ostinatos. So on this one right here, you would have minor, major, suspended, and fifth based on the key switches down here. And you're also going to notice a lot of the patches have two different sets here, and I'll try to demonstrate that as well. But essentially, it allows you to play the figure up and play the figure down. We record them both ways. And it's sort of brilliant once you start creating more complicated ostinato figures. But yeah, let me just show here the basic arps up and then down, and then I'll show you what doubles, because we actually record most of them in 2 octaves, so you can do doubling as well with the strings. So if you look down here on this key set here, you got the up motion, do-do-do, and then you got do-do-do here. So based on what you want to do, you can sort of combine the two. And if you want to do more advanced polyrhythmic stuff, they're really brilliant to use together. And I'll demonstrate that in a variety of the other ones. So let me try another one here. And this time around, I'm going to show a little more what happens in regards to the intervals. Again, the key switches down here correspond to the intervals up here. So keep an eye on what's going on here and up here, and check how we did all the different intervals, which is another great part of it. It's not just that we recorded sort of a single interval or 2 different ones. We actually go all the way up to the fifth, sometimes to the minor sixth. So there's a lot of stuff going on and just endless possibilities. And towards the mid, I started playing the intervals down again, so you both got them up and down. Let me try another one here, and this one is organized a little bit differently. You can notice up here we have unison. So we're playing the ostinato or arpeggiation figure in unison, so just the same note, and they're incredibly useful. I'll show you more demonstrations in the video how you can use the unisons, combine them with intervals as well, but it's great to have both, in particular for really fast stuff when you just want that single note fluent thing that you can't really do with multi-samples. As you know, we probably have the most deep sample comprehensive collection of short notes for the Adagio collection, but even that said, there are just things that you cannot fully nail, and that's where the unison comes into play. Let me just play it here, unison, and I'll try to add a few notes as I'm playing so you can hear how you can use it. One of the really delicate things about this is that we had to make sure everything was tempo synced together, and it literally is. You can play any key here and it's just going to work, and it really comes down to slicing and micro adjusting the samples after recorded to make sure that you got that fluent approach, so no matter what key you're playing, it just works. So let me show you here. So as you can hear, everything is tightly edited so you can play any kind of note and it just works together also when you start doing chords. And it's just brilliant. It just gives that, there's a punch and a liveliness in the real phrases here that you are not going to find in multi-samples. And I'll show in the video how you can combine them, because the sweet spot is not necessarily just letting yourself be bound to the wealth of ostinatos here, but it's really to combine them with multi-samples. And I think that's where the true joy of this comes through. Let me demonstrate a little more here with a patch and try to play chords by using something else than just the unison. You can actually play awesome things by just combining some of the intervals here as well. I think that's pretty sweet, and particularly in the fifth, it's just useful. Let me show you another one here. Let's try the light cycle here, and again, you can see it's in unison and it goes all up to the minor six. I'm gonna play just individually in the beginning to give you an idea about what it sounds like, and then I'll try to do a little more complicated stuff, blending it with other instruments. Let's just play the naked here to begin with. It's kind of funny. You're just hearing da-da-da, da-da-da. Let me show you what it actually sounds like with intervals, and perhaps you can make a correlation to the title up here. And this patch, of course, is also up and down. Let me just demonstrate the intervals both going up and down in terms of the ostinato figure. Now, let me try to play something a little more hybrid. So I'm going to take the light cycle here and blend it with our arpeggiato strings and a little bit of hybrid tools. Super simple stuff, but just to show you what happens once you put it in context to other instruments and how well it actually works. And let me show you just what happened there. It's actually only a single ostinato playing up here, played together with the arpeggiato spiccato sounds. Let me just play the multi-samples first here. They go like. So super simple. Let me try to play that together with the ostinatos as well. So it's really where that sweet spot happens. You just combine a little bit of the phrases with multi-samples and you can barely hear what's real and not real. So let me just play one more time here, just now that you have the whole thing in mind. All right, let's try this one here. This time, let me just isolate the sample. So I'll play the ostinato figure together with our arpeggiato, bartok, and spiccato. So you can see what it sounds like when you do that sort of hybrid stuff by mixing phrases and multi-samples. And this is a good example actually where I'm playing the path polyrhythmically, so going back and forth on the up and down ostinatos here. And you can just create more complicated figures if you want to have more complicated measures. You can certainly do that. Let me try to play it with all the hybrid stuff. Let me just play the same thing again, but this time play a little around with the intervals here so you can hear how smooth they actually go together once they get into composition. So depending on sort of what interval changes you want, let's say you don't want it just to go you can actually do all the other ones here in real time as well using the key switches down here. And also, I should probably mention that the chord tempo for this is 90. The number up here indicates the BPM, but you actually heard the demo played at 120. So these are fairly flexible. Of course, there's going to be limitations for how far you can stretch the ostinatos, but I think it's very flexible. You can stretch it a lot. Let me show you one of our more advanced ostinatos, and you can see here everything is logically laid out from unison down to the minor 6. So it's a little more advanced, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And again, I'm playing at 120 BPM, and the original recordings were at 90, so I think they hold up really well, actually. Now let me try to play the same thing again, but this time I'm gonna combine it with another patch. So I'll be playing two different ostinato patches together, and because everything is so tightly and neatly laid out, you can actually combine different ones together, and it really gives room for exploring more polyrhythmic, more advanced tonal stuff. Let me just show you here. So the one I'm using for layering here is the MIB. Let me just play it for you very quickly here. And let me try to play the whole thing together. Let me also show you another interesting trick here. I love playing around with tuning. It's something I do a lot in the demos. You can get a lot out of the sounds once you start playing around with them. Obviously, this is fully tempo sync. So what I do is to mimic a cello, I'll do -12. And to mimic a viola, I'll go like -4 or 5. Let me just show you what a cello could sound like. And a very strange viola. And combined, you have this awkward set. I mean, I'm not saying it sounds like a cello viola, but I think there's something cool. You can explore that more, sort of hybrid realm. It sort of sounds like those instruments, sort of not. But yeah, let me just show you what they sound like together. Right, let me just wrap it up here by playing something in unison with a few hybrid layers. This is just a good example. This is a sort of a little more soft type of ostinato, and I just think it's awesome playing the unison here with a couple of keys just to indicate melody or chords. You just get something that you cannot get with multi-samples. I'm not layering anything else here. I'll just add a little bit of Bartok behind to give it a little more percussive definition, but other than that, it's just the ostinato playing here, and it's just real, and you get that smooth ostinato going on. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I also really encourage you to watch our other video where Colin is demonstrating our legato arpeggio. That is our run building legato, which we recorded completely separately. It's a completely different technique you have to use, and it goes really well together with the ostinato. It's one of the reasons we put both of these libraries into one library. You want to use the fast run building legato together with the ostinato as well, and really do complicated fast type of strings. So this is really our fast library. It's designed for fast writing, fast run building, ostinatos, all that stuff. And our intention is really to add on to the existing universe of strings, but give you that additional tool for fast writing and realistic ostinatos as well. So anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Trolls, over and out.